Hello everyone! Welcome to LingoLift Academy. In today's video, we'll explore the English alphabet and how each letter is used in Portuguese. This will help you become more comfortable with Portuguese pronunciation and vocabulary. Let's get started. In English, A in Portuguese, A. For example, the word amigo in Portuguese means friend. In English, B in Portuguese, bé. For example, the word bola in Portuguese means ball. In English, C in Portuguese, sei. For example, the word casa in Portuguese means house. In English, D in Portuguese, deja. For example, the word dia in Portuguese means day. In English, E in Portuguese, E. For example, the word escola in Portuguese means school. In English, F in Portuguese, F. For example, the word fruta in Portuguese means fruit. In English, G in Portuguese, gay. For example, the word gato in Portuguese means cat. In English, H in Portuguese, H. For example, the word agora in Portuguese means hour. In English, I in Portuguese, E. For example, the word igreja in Portuguese means church. In English, J in Portuguese, jota. For example, the word janela in Portuguese means window. In English, K in Portuguese, cá. For example, the word ketchup in Portuguese means ketchup. In English, L in Portuguese, ele. For example, the word livro in Portuguese means book. In English, M in Portuguese, ma. For example, the word mãe in Portuguese means mother. In English, N in Portuguese, N. For example, the word noite in Portuguese means night. In English, O in Portuguese, O. For example, the word olo in Portuguese means I. In English, P in Portuguese, pé. For example, the word peixes in Portuguese means fish. In English, Q in Portuguese, que. For example, the word queijo in Portuguese means cheese. In English, R in Portuguese, ere. For example, the word ereua in Portuguese means street. In English, S in Portuguese, essa. For example, the word essa in Portuguese means sun. In English, T in Portuguese, te. For example, the word tempo in Portuguese means time. In English, U in Portuguese, o. For example, the word universidade in Portuguese means university. In English, V in Portuguese, ve. For example, the word vento in Portuguese means window. In English, W in Portuguese, w. For example, the word waffles in Portuguese means waffles. In English, X in Portuguese, X's. For example, the word xadrez in Portuguese means chess. In English, Y in Portuguese, ypsilon. For example, the word yoga in Portuguese means yoga. In English, Z in Portuguese, ze. For example, the word zebra in Portuguese means zebra.
Here are a few simple Portuguese words for each letter of the alphabet, along with their English translations.
A. Example. Amigo, friend. Água, water. B. Example. bola, ball, banana, banana. C. Example: casa, house, cachorro, dog. D. Example: dia, day, dente, tooth. E. Example: escola, school, elefante, elephant. F. Example: fruta, fruit, fogo, fire. G. Example: gato, cat, gato, cat. Add example: hora, hour, homem, man.
E example: igreja, church, inverno, winter. K example: ketchup, ketchup, kilo, kilo.
K example: ketchup, ketchup, kilo, kilo.
Monsieur example: mãe, mother, mar, sea.
N example: noite, night, nuvem, cloud. O example: olho, eye, ovo, egg. P example: peixe, fish, pão, bread. Cor example: queijo, cheese. Quarto, room. R example: rua, street, rato, mouse. S sol, sun, sapo, frog. T example: tempo, time, tomate, tomato. U example: universidade, university, urso, bear. V example: vento, wind, vaso, vase. W example: waffles, waffles, web, web. X example: xadrez, chess, Zusha, a name, often used for a famous TV personality. Y example: yoga, yoga, yogurte, yogurt. Z example: zebra, zebra, Zorro, fox. These examples should help in familiarizing viewers with common Portuguese words and their English meanings.
Let's quickly review the letters and their Portuguese meanings. A. Amigo. B. Bola. C. Caça. D. Dia. E. Escola. F. Fruta. G. Gato. H. Hora. I. Igreja. J. Janela. K. Ketchup. L. Livro. M. Mãe. Noite, noite. O. Olho. P. Peixe. Co. Queijo. R. Rua. EC do sol. T. Tempo. U. Universidade. Vise. Vento. W. Waffles. X. Xadrez. I. Yoga. Z. Zebras.
Many letters sound similar in both languages. Some Portuguese words use letters in unique ways, like X for esch. Practice the pronunciation with the examples to get familiar. Remembering these words can help with Portuguese pronunciation and make it easier to learn new vocabulary. Try practicing the alphabet by writing out the Portuguese words in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to LingoLift Academy for more language tips, and share it with friends who are also learning Portuguese. Thanks for watching and keep up the great work with your language learning.